Darren, there's something you don't know. The faculty are in the nursing lounge joining hands, praying as well. Our next student speaker, Ariel Chris Manapula.
Hi, Zoe. I would like to piggyback on what everyone is saying. First, I too would like to thank everyone here, those who could make it, those who could not make it, those who invested any time and effort to see the beautiful people you see here right now succeed in reaching their goals. Family, friends, faculty, CNSA, and especially the graduation committee, who at first I doubted, but I have seen firsthand how hard they have worked on this graduation. So, graduation committee, thank you very much. So, I have a bit of a riddle for the audience, and feel free to answer out loud if you wish. What does a secretary, waitress, bartender, and teacher have in common? Tacos. Tacos, okay. Stations, okay. Well, you know, I don't know the answer to this question, honestly, but I can tell you they're about to graduate nursing school really soon. So, you know, these are just a few things we were doing before the crazy decision happened to go into nursing school. Regular, everyday people here who decided to make a huge change in their lives. We have here nannies, full-time parents, Walmart employees, shuttle bus driver, a cake decorator, professional slackers. I'm just reading the list they gave me. You know, we've all originated from different parts of the California, the Midwest, Miami, even internationally. Mexican, Asian, Indian, American, Haitian, Caucasian, of all ages from the young to the not so young. A true motley crew here, with so many different skill sets that have been brought to the table. I have learned so much from you all. Now, my classmates know me well, and I have the privilege and honor to speak on their behalf, and tonight I thank them. Now, why me? By far, I'm not the smartest, most talented, most efficient, inspiring, and hardest working person up here, no. I guess by process of elimination, it must be I'm all of the above. No, in all seriousness, I believe I was chosen here tonight because I have a strong feel for the pulse of this class. Under the guidance and teaching from our wise and experienced faculty, we have fought many battles together, and so many war stories, as you've heard, we can tell. And war stories, how fitting of an analogy. So let's talk about that war. First semester, 30 soldiers divided into 3 groups, a guy in each group, conveniently. I considered my group, Professor Meter's first semester, to be the Army, well-rounded, prepared for many situations, get to the point, mission, objective completed. Professor Knight's first semester group were definitely the Marines. First to enter, last to leave, hardworking, expect the worst, very well disciplined. Machado's first semester, as we called them, the Woodlanders, they were very much like the Air Force, intelligent, efficient, strong, providing air support from above, but never really seen on the ground. And then second semester, World War II, I would call it World War II. Professors Heath, Clark, Engler, Professor Heath, we love you so much. It was a hard-fought war. Many were lost, but in the end, with our instructor's guidance, we came out stronger. Third semester, with Professor Monahan and Scroggins, whole new ballgame. It was like Cold War espionage, intelligence gathering activity, special weapons and tactics we only read about, but we're now doing and learning. We learned from the best in the business. And after we were riddled with scars and shell-shocked from it all, we entered fourth semester. And with fourth semester, Professor Snyder and Rudstrom We came to them like a bunch of PTSD veterans home from the war. With reluctance and paranoia, we were welcomed with warm arms, taught about the psychology of mental health, nursing, leadership, management, and more importantly, how to focus all of the skills we have learned to channel them here on the homeland. It was a long-fought battle, my friends, but we made it. And how supportive and loving and how selfless all these people were, you see, through this journey. My wife, definitely, and some of my colleagues will vouch, I'm what you might call a skeptical person. I don't trust what many people have to say, and when they told us on the first day we were going to become a close group, I was definitely in disbelief, and how wrong I was. We have shed the proverbial and literal blood, sweat, and tears together in this program. We've lost close friends, loved ones, even for some, we've nearly lost our lives. And when we grew weak and felt we could not take any more, how quick I saw these strangers were in helping to pick up each other when they would fall, when I would fall. And it really takes a special kind of person to do that for others. A special kind of person to want to become a nurse. This is most definitely not your grandma's nursing program. Today's world demands so much, and as a nurse you are the computer programmer, the caregiver, the teacher, the psychiatrist, the mechanic, the lawyer, the social worker, the security guard, the babysitter, the janitor, housekeeping, the court-mandated reporter, the nutritionist, the family therapist, and when the doctor is not there, you are the doctor. And guess what? Let me let you in on a secret. The doctor's not there very often. Most importantly of all, you are that patient's advocate, and you are that patient's voice. Being that advocate, which is a new word I've learned here, is a mantra that Yuba College stands by, and I thank them so much for giving me that voice. The voice of the nurse is a power not only affecting the patient, but all those around. Something we may take for granted. And as a student, we get to go to multiple rotations, oncology, cardiac, med-surg, the ER, but none more memorable than my first encounter in the ICU. So as I'm beginning my rotation, or my encounter with the ICU, walking into the elevator, I begin my day. I see a young man, late teens, early 20s, looking really angry, very volatile, baggy clothing, rag on his head, baseball cap at the side. You might look like trouble, call it a gut feeling, maybe nursing intuition, or maybe the GPS bracelet on his ankle, you know. Whatever. I'm getting off the elevator, I go into the ICU. And going into the ICU, if you've never been, is going behind the veil of the hospital. In fact, visitors are not allowed in the ICU, period, unless family, immediate family, and a doctor's consent. I see the nurse I'm working with for the day and my patient for the day. There's two things wrong with her. Septic shock, multiple organ failure. This patient's dying. All sorts of monitors, IV bags, lines, feeding tubes, ventilator, comatose, very intimidating. And suddenly in walks the equally intimidating man I met on the elevator. Before I can really think of saying anything, that voice, the nurse, who regardless of all the obvious signs of this man not wanting to talk, comes in, tells him of all the improvements the patient is having, educates him on all the hospital equipment and what the goals are for the day. She tells him who the people are who are coming in and out of the room to help this patient, even explaining all of the medications and procedures to him as they are occurring. I thought a waste of breath, if you ask me. She did more than I would have, for sure, especially with him looking like he wasn't really listening. You know, looking back at it though, he was listening, and he was grateful. He was scared. This patient was this man's mother, someone who likely would bail him out and believe in him when no one else would. He had no idea where he was or what was going on. He was powerless. And because of that nurse and the staff, after months of being in the ICU, that patient survived. And from that day on, that feeling of having no voice, but being powerless, was a feeling that that man never wanted to feel again. A feeling I never wanted to feel again, because I was that man. And it was the nurse who, regardless of my inability to act, my inability to ask, my inability to want to show any weakness, it was the nurse who empowered me, pulling me out of that deep, dark place I was at. It was the nurse that gave me hope. It was a nurse who was the voice for me in my most weakest moment, And thanks to Yuba College's teaching, we now have that voice, and we now have that power. And we vow to advocate for that patient to never be silent, not just with words, but with actions. And who knows, we might even save someone's life. I know a nurse saved mine. Thank you.
Well said, both of you.